Yo.
What up?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, bro. It's good.
All right, give me a second, all right?
All right.
All right, we're getting everything together so we can patch you in and stuff like that.
Okay, that's good.
You getting yourself situated and comfortable and so you can talk?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm my desk and I just be on audio.
You'll be on audio. I mean, you're not gonna be on video, but we got the video of you on audio.
Okay.
If you understand what I'm saying, we're going live and everything like that.
Right. Okay, that's what's up.
Okay.
How come I'm not seeing this on your page? Because I went to start streaming.
Go to. Okay, I'm gonna call you right back.
Okay, dog.
All right. You on the restream?
Yeah, you're right. We're good.
We good?
Yeah.
Okay. Call him? Okay. Should I do the speakerphone thing or no?
No, you don't need to. That would just make feedback.
All right, we got everything together.
2-hour show. Here we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
You got me?
Ready?
It only takes a little bit of white brainwash to activate the coon chip in the average Negro.
Are we rolling? We started? Is this it? This is reasonable ignorance?
Not yet. We got you.
Yes, sir. Now. This is the ignorant shit you like.
I am King Cooler.
This is the ignorant shit you
I'm
like.
Magic Mike.
Nigga, this is the ignorant shit you like. Come on. This is the
You know
ignorant
it's a bully
shit
in
you
hell
like.
when a motherfucker got a 9 chasing a chicken. Bombs!
We live on what's the name yet? Yep, we are live. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we are live. Z, you there?
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. What's up?
What's happening? Give me 1 second.
No doubt.
Reasonable Ignorance Podcast. We're back. Hand claps. Bombs. Popping. Air horns. Joined tonight by my main man, Dino.
Yes, sir.
International Dino the Great. Hit that Dino, please. Turn it up, man. You gotta turn it up a little bit more.
Yeah, man, you ain't putting enough on that.
And man, you gotta put some more music and put some loudness on that, man. We got on the boards tonight in place of sound guy Mike. We got the one and only, the only of ones, Mercadio. Matt Mercado's here. Sonic Palace Studios. Goddamn building looks vacant. Is that true? Matt, is the building vacant or not?
No, there's people here.
Usually it'd be cars all outside, but there's no cars out there.
None. I ain't know nobody was here. I'm like, what's going on? Yeah.
Somebody just took my lighter, so they're here.
They took your lighter. Yeah. Filmed on live on location. Shout out to my man Draco Films for the last minute come through and filming.
And it's good to know people.
Yeah, it is. It's good to know people. It's good to keep relationships going.
Absolutely.
At Draco Films. Draco, what's the Instagram?
Draco Films.
Just Draco Films. Yeah. Tonight we're joined by one of my good guys. I've been knowing for since we was children. He's a Houston resident now. He used to be in Chicago, and he's now a Houstonian down there, running shit down there in Houston. Am I correct?
No doubt. We go back to the backyard alley crate basketball league.
That's right. We do go way back to the crate ball. D, are you familiar with crate ball?
I'm a crate ball legend, bro.
I think every nigga says that in Chicago. They're
But
a crate ball legend.
I was a crate. I was dunking on niggas. Had the 3-point shot. Come on, man. Shit.
When you can't
Crate
afford the
Crate ball was going down in Chatham though.
Yeah, and one like not like in Inglewood though, man. We had crate ball on lock.
bombs.
Hey,
It went down in Chatham. It went down. Chatham was still a hood, no matter what. It ain't Inglewood, but you know.
yeah, man.
Crate. What color was the crates back then? Z. If you
Oh, we had red crates, green crates,
Okay.
blue crates, slow crates.
Yeah. What color was yours, D?
Same. Red, blue, green, black.
Whatever we can get our hands on.
Yeah.
Right?
The little ball, you know where we
Yeah,
got the little
whatever
balls
was
from. Pause.
at the Jewels or whatever.
Yeah,
they had
corner store.
Outside.
And then the garbage people come by and take the crates down on some hating shit.
Yeah.
And we had to put it back up, nail it right back up and everything with the hammer
Put
and
up
nail.
another one.
Yeah.
Put up another one.
Resourceful, man. I don't even know how they used to come down, man. I'm glad you told me because I didn't know you used to take our shit down. They used to just be gone. I had to do it
Somebody,
again.
either a neighbor was hating
Yeah.
or goddamn trucks, garbage service, some shit. Probably Mr. Smith, that was a garbage man.
Taking
Take
it back
this
with the
shit
craze, boy.
Need to crate.
Yeah, I think you got neighbors. The ball go in their yard. They tired of you coming in their yard. They just take the crate down.
Yeah.
I don't like you on my grass, nigga.
Right.
Pop it.
Like, dog, you got a quarter of a patch of grass. What you tripping on?
But we was in the alley. We wasn't even bothering nobody though. That's what's crazy. That's alley ball.
Crate ball kept a lot of motherfuckers
Yeah.
out of trouble, man.
That's what shorties did.
Real
That's
rap.
what we did.
Yeah, kept a lot of people out of trouble.
So we need to do a study on that.
We do. I agree.
Yeah.
We should do a study on that for real. Crate ball. Yeah, we would. When we would play 4-on-4.
Or 3-on-3, anything. Horse
Yeah, horse.
on the crate
Dunk
ball.
contest.
Yeah, dunk contest.
Yeah, 3-point contest.
Having our own NBA All-Star weekend.
Sometimes it'd be 5-on-5 if we get a full crate court and everything. Crate ball was something that Draco. Did you play? Drake? Did you play? No. Drake says no. I didn't. Drake is like 19, 20 years old. So he's like crate ball. What the? He's 18. Okay. He's like what? He moved his age back a year or so.
Nah,
Okay.
they got real rims and shit. Now.
Yeah. He's reclassified. So.
Yeah, they had people at some point, man, crazy just wasn't doing it. Everybody started getting the rims where you have to bring out, put the sand and put the sandbags on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
All our fathers
y'all
and
fancy
grandfathers was
dudes over
alcoholics.
here, huh?
Now we
You said what?
all our grandfathers and fathers was alcoholics. They weren't putting up no rims and shit.
No, they wasn't putting up no rims. No.
Bad.
What you say, Z? What you say?
Bad
What you
rims.
say, Z? About the sandbags? What you say?
They used to wheel out the baskets and put the sandbags to hold them down.
Yeah.
People had that. I was like, oh, y'all fancy over here.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Give me a rewind.
Yeah,
Give me a rewind again.
that was good times. Good times.
It was. When you could be a kid back then, you could be a kid back then.
Yeah.
The most recent news and the most recent thing is the phenomenon of like the last week and a half has been the Mount Rushmore of R&B. And on that Mount Rushmore of R&B, there's been a lot of little controversies. The initial one picture, have you seen it, Z? The first picture or whatever?
Yeah, I seen it. The first one I saw was Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, and one had R. Kelly and then somebody else. I want to say maybe
Usher.
maybe Bobby Brown. I don't know.
No, it was
I
Usher.
can't remember. Usher. Right.
Usher.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
what?
I've seen that change over the week. It's been a few changes here and there.
What is the other one that you saw?
I saw one with Neo, which I thought was very bizarre and strange.
Okay.
I saw one without R. Kelly, and
Which is very bizarre, odd, and strange.
I seen guys arguing about soul singers and R&B. Is R&B and soul the same thing? Are they in the same lane? how do you put Rick James in there? Because he's really the transitioner from funk to R&B. How do you put him in there? Do you mix him in that? What do you do? Then you got to go back. Sometimes you go back to the 70s because people like Teddy Pendergrass, which I didn't want to. I definitely couldn't argue with that one, but he more soul too. So I've seen a couple of different variants of it, but I try to define who's R&B, who's pop, who's funk, and who's soul, and then I make my list.
Okay, Dino.
I seen them. I think music is one of those things though where it touches people differently, and so I wasn't surprised to see, the different variances of who people's Mount Rushmores are. For me, you can't have a Mount Rushmore of R&B without R. Kelly on it.
Hit it.
That's just the reality of it. And that's not a Chicago bias. It is just what it is. That man was the R&B sound for a generation.
Okay.
I think when you're talking about Mount Rushmores, you're talking about generational people. I don't know who the first R&B artist was, but that person probably need to be on there too. Michael Jackson is not an R&B person. He shouldn't be up there. Bobby Brown was talking shit. He was not the king of R&B. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I think you also, when it comes to R. Kelly, you have to kind of figure in that his pen game was nasty too for other people.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So
very nasty.
Yeah, and I think that's what because I'm a Neo fan, so I understand people putting Neo on the Mount Rushmore, but I don't think he's on. He ain't that. His pen game was crazy too, so I can understand it, but I don't think he on a Mount Rushmore neither. Now there is an argument for Usher.
Sure.
There is an argument for Usher.
Rhythm and blues is a genre of popular music that emerged in the 1940s and 50s, primarily in the United States, and is characterized by a combination of blues, jazz, and gospel, often with a strong syncopated beat. It is a genre that has evolved and changed over time, reflecting the diverse musical landscape of African American culture. R&B draws heavily from blues and jazz. The evolution of R&B, early R&B, 1940s through the 50s, saw the emergence of R&B as distinct genre. Boogie woogie, early rock and roll influences, Motown and the soul. The emergence of soul music brought a new level of sophistication and depth to R&B. Then you had the funk and disco era, which is in 1970s, with its rhythmic complexity and groove influenced R&B during this era, leading to the emergence of disco and its influence on contemporary R&B, which is the period of 1980s to the present. This period saw a blend of R&B with pop, hip-hop, electronic music, leading to the modern sound of contemporary R&B. So, with that being said, give me a rewind. Let's come up with a Mount Rushmore. All three of us.
All right.
Drake. For me, with the R&B situation, the Mount Rushmore R&B situation, I got to put James Brown on there.
Originator. One of the originators. Iconic. Not mad at it.
He could give you the slow music. He could give you the fast. He can have you dancing. Subject matter, lyrics. I don't know if James was on that pen, writing down pen and paper on music, but I mean, he had ballads. He had all of that. He was like the quintessential artist. Am I correct? The prototype. Do you all agree or no?
Well, I'll say we can put it because I take it we gonna manipulate this a little more after we get some more artists and then come up with a final four.
Okay,
but
that's a good one.
But James Brown, his influence to so many people, you have to consider him because when you talk about all the modern day great R&B artists, they mention him. They mention his influence.
Can we do this by era?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can put whatever the fuck you want. But I'm saying I'm not starting no Mount Rushmore without goddamn James Brown. Hey! I just can't. I can't start it with like what the picture. The picture said Usher, Neo. Usher. Then they had Neo. Then they had R. Kelly. Then they had the other two.
It was a 30-year-old motherfucker that did that. Had to be, or a 20-some-year-old person.
Right.
That did that.
So it's
So
just
they not thinking of James
But then
Brown.
they found another R&B. Which one that had Marvin Gaye, Stevie,
Yeah.
Babyface, and somebody else. So let's come up with. Let's try to come up with one. My pick is James Brown. Z, I'm coming to you next.
Okay. Hey, so I'm gonna take the layup on this one. I'm going with Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder. Now you know Stevie Wonder can see, right? You know he's not blind.
Yeah, hey, you know, in the entertainment industry, I'm not putting it past anybody on anything. You got to think everybody lying, so that don't stop Stevie either.
So all that shit that Stevie was doing, that head side to side shit, is fugazi and bullshit. They said because the nigga Johnny Gill said, he beat him. Stevie Wonder beat him and New Edition and the other niggas in New Edition in games of air hockey.
He was listening to the shit. You gotta
see the puck.
Nah, you can listen to it. You seen Daredevil, man. He got supersonic ears, nigga.
Bullshit.
Yeah. His
motherfucking reflexes is all over the place.
He hear the puck sliding across the floor.
He hear it.
Exactly where it is.
Matt, you missed 2 bombs. I'm taking off money. Bombs.
Start talking about money. Yeah. In that pocket.
You say what? Go ahead. You said Stevie Wonder. Why?
I'm taking Stevie Wonder number one because of the influence of other artists that came after him, because of the versatility, because he can give you the up-tempo stuff, because he can give you the slow jam stuff. He can take it back to Mother Africa if you need him to. He's probably the most versatile artist to ever exist. So I can't not leave him. I can't leave him off my list. He's definitely up there.
You must don't listen to V103 up here in Chicago because they play All I Do Is Think of You every fucking hour.
Hey, that ain't changed since I left. If that's the case, that's the only thing. But his catalog is so extensive, man. I had ran across some albums not too long ago, but dude's got a Grammy in like 4 decades, bro. He's got a Grammy in each decade for like 40 years. He's the only one that's got that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, put him on my. He is solid, and I'll battle for that one.
Dino.
I'm over here shaking my head because we are creating a Mount Rushmore of R&B that our fathers and grandfathers will be proud of. This is an old cat Mount Rushmore. See, y'all went with Stevie and James Brown. God
Go
damn.
with your feel. Go with what you.
My feeling.
Go.
My feeling. No, I am, but I just
You don't have to follow the same. What's the name?
I don't. No, I'm not. No,
And
it's not about
are
that.
we doing are we doing this like a draft almost? And
It's
then
not
can
even-
pick
it's
and
not
move
even
and
that.
move stuff around?
I just can't leave
Yeah.
R. Kelly off my Mount Rushmore. I just can't. But then but y'all came with these old niggas. I ain't want to say R. Kelly because that's really the layup.
Okay, so
I was gonna say like Babyface, but then now we just got all niggas from the 80s and the 70s and shit. You know what I mean?
okay, but
My clients would say Chris Brown, 100%.
Yeah.
right, they would. That's true. But I mean, if you're sticking with R. Kelly, stick with him.
I'm sticking with R. Kelly.
Okay, reasons why.
Because this man ran R&B for generations. So many kids were made to R. Kelly. So many people ate off of R. Kelly. His sound, that R. Kelly sound reverberated through the radio waves for years. How many graduations have you been to where they sang "I Believe I Can Fly"? R. Kelly is and was R&B when he was popping.
Granted that he could not. Supposedly he's not. He's illiterate.
The man was talented, man. He could play instruments.
Correct.
You know,
Pop it.
like you said, he was illiterate.
Supposedly.
Supposedly, I believe it though.
You don't believe he can read?
Yeah, I believe it.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that's believable.
You say his writing is bad or whatever. You know how that go, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But R. Kelly, man, you know, and again, this right here, like I said, is music, which it's about how it makes you feel, and the feeling that I got, especially by playing R. Kelly around women, that feeling was amazing. You know, R. Kelly, man.
Okay. Z White. Dino. My next choice. Prince. Prince. Rogers Nelson. Prince played all instruments, wrote all songs. I believe and firmly believe he is one of the kings of R&B of that genre of music. Regardless of whether he did with, in 1984 with Purple Rain. That R&B music, that's R&B music. I don't think he's getting the respect by not being put or even considered to be on the Mount Rushmore when he's had records that have charted. He's had albums that have sold millions of copies, toured extensively up until his actual date of death, and having sold out shows. A movie based off his life, very influential as far as songwriting for other singers, whether it be white, black groups, doesn't make a difference. Has his own personal style. And the last thing, Z and D, pause. Nigga had everybody wearing purple. Bombs.
Speak for yourself.
You ain't like purple?
Speak for yourself, bro. I don't wear no damn purple.
Shit, purple was that color, man.
This is the thing, though. I don't think, especially with us being music people, I don't think you'll get a wrong answer coming from us. You know what I mean? Like, there are wrong answers, but you're going to hear Prince. You're going to hear, another one I was thinking, Luther Vandross. People who had longevity. You know what I mean? Like, they made songs. They were artists. You can go down the list. Marvin Gaye. You know what I mean? These are not wrong answers. So it's really up to you. Even you can talk about the new guys. Chris Brown. It's only like three of these new guys, though.
Go ahead, Z.
Yeah, the interesting thing is going to be when it's time to take guys off.
Yeah.
See, because we're not going to have a problem finding guys. It's easy to find guys, and Prince is another one of those chameleons who can pretty much play anything and make it sound good. And when we start mixing in all these other choices, when we start breaking down, because Mount Rushmore is 4. I've seen people trying to sneak in a 5th. I like to play by the rules and keep it 4.
Yeah.
But we can figure that out. But the devil is in the details, fellas. So when it's time to remove it, then that's when the real fortitude is gonna be seen. You feel me?
Okay, so you're saying who? So I got 2 so far. You have.
All right, so I'm next. I guess I'll go next.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the name came up earlier, so that was on my list. I'm taking Babyface.
Why?
This is another guy similar to R. Kelly because his pen game is masterful. You think about The Deal, you think about Karen White, Tevin Campbell, Tony Braxton.
Yeah.
The list goes on and on for him for his pen game, and he's got his own set of hits, and that's why I put him on my list. The dude penned the whole soundtrack, which a whole soundtrack for women matter, women artists at that, for Wait and Exhale. So he's definitely one of the most versatile writers in the game, and his personal catalog jams too. So that's why he's on my list.
Okay. D.
My next artist is someone I grew up listening to and still listening to this day, and that's Usher Raymond.
Okay. And claps to that.
Yeah, Usher, man. Usher, he's not, I think, well, majority of people, but he's not a writer as far as I know. I don't think Usher wrote for anybody. People write for him, but his performance, his voice at one time was amazing. And again, he carried a generation. Like I said, I've been listening to Usher since I was a teenager. Shorty, you know what I mean? So, and he's still dropping albums. We're talking 30 years later, damn near. Usher is, to me, needs to be on there. He's one of the greats.
And when you talk about classic albums, man, you can't mention classic albums without Confessions.
Confessions.
And yeah, that Confessions is a masterpiece. And I think when we start getting deeper into this, we're gonna start looking at works like that to kind of eliminate some people. And Confessions still rocks today.
Now, what about women? We haven't. None of us have mentioned a woman.
I mean, shit. For me, it's gonna be for the women's situation. If that's the case, then I'm just gonna be Mary J. Blige for me.
Mary J.
Yeah, Mary J. Blige. It's Mary J. Blige, and then of course, Whitney Houston, I guess. But for me, it's gonna be Mary J. Blige. That's who I would, that's who I was doing term papers to and shit like
Mary.
that. That's who I was crying about, when the child's mother, the first child's mother, was taking me through changes and shit, man. Wouldn't give me no ass. Hit it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you got to take a look at it from that. I mean, what? Okay, so then I have to ask you, out of the choices that we've made so far, which one of those guys evoked emotion out of you or made you feel some type of way or was like, God damn? Or you use some of his words to mack a broad down, because we used to mack back in the day. Now we just say, look, give me some pussy now. But back then you had to go through some changes, the hoops to get some ass back in the day. So, you had to use some of them words.
The crazy shit is none of the artists are really, like, we used to just play R. Kelly when we was with women. But at the same time, none of the artists that I chose would I use what they said to mac women. Yeah, it was other artists for that. But I don't think that those artists, like, I listen to a lot of Trey Songz. He don't belong on a Mount Rushmore.
Why not?
I think that you and I can go on stage and sing Trey Songz songs just as well, if not better than him. You know what I mean?
You're going on record as saying that you feel like Trey Songz is bottom tier.
Performance. And so when I'm thinking about Mount Rushmore, I'm thinking about the full package. Like you talked about, we talking about singing, Usher supersedes this because he wasn't a writer, but we're talking about being able to play instruments, singing, performance, all of those things. Trey Songz is just his songs are great, but his performance, his actual voice, you know what I mean? Like how this mic is making us sound a particular type of way. He uses all of that shit, right, to make him sing and get his music out. That don't go on Mount Rushmore.
If I can say something about Trey Songz, I kind of think he value R. Kelly, man. He's not quite, just not close to R. Kelly, but you can tell that's the DNA is all there.
Yeah, but he ain't nobody that's gonna go on Mount Rushmore. I love Neo.
Exactly.
I don't think Neo, and I'm sure that a lot of his stuff was, came from Prince. I don't think he could play instruments, but his pen game is crazy. He got good songs, but that felt fall off because Neo only got, and then we talking about longevity too. The fall off, I ain't really listened. Them first 3 albums was cold. Them last couple of ones is like, what the hell you doing? You know what I mean? So he don't belong up there. You know what I mean? So you got some people that was there for a moment, But everybody we're talking about, you could throw them on right now. We're gonna be bobbing our heads. Like, yeah, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah, I want to give everybody their props because I give them their props, but like this is limited seating only.
Yeah.
There's only a few seats at the table here.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna walk away with their feelings hurt.
That's
But
right.
Okay, so
that's the game.
He brought up Trey Songz. Just to expound a little further, I can't remember any kind of classic album from him or any kind of album from him anywhere.
Do you know the fucking I did off of Ready? Pause. That ain't even pause. That's real fucking. But do you know Ready in 09? See, you know, come on, man. Heart Attack? This nigga got hits, bro.
Trey Songz?
Trey Songz.
So I'm not. I don't. Trey Songz don't do it for me like that,
That's
man.
what I'm saying.
I seen him live, and I like.
Z, how old are you?
I'm 47.
Okay, how old are you?
44.
So 3 years difference. All right, cool. Go ahead.
Yeah. So like Already Taken. That used to jam for me. I used to bump that. What's the joint? I Can't Help But Wait. You know.
See, he ain't talking about the hits.
It's
I
something
invented
there.
sex.
It's something there, but it's still not.
He got
It
his,
won't, I
bro.
just don't see myself like digesting a whole album of it.
Yeah, I can't you can remember you can remember albums from Stevie. You can remember. I mean, even though he was before I was even born, but you remember songs from James Brown. You remember albums from James Brown and stuff like that, right?
But this is why he's not even considered to be on the Mount Rushmore,
Who?
though. Trey Songz. This is what I'm saying, because
Oh.
Yeah.
he does not transcend. These people we're talking about transcends generations. You know, this is what makes them great. Trey Songz is like, using the basketball terms, he's like that cat that had 1 or 2 good seasons in the NBA.
Bombs.
He ain't Mike.
Okay.
You know, like that nigga John Simons. Remember Simons was on the Bulls and this nigga was like an all-star?
Yeah. Gotcha.
We don't remember the season. You remember a couple of songs, you know what I mean? Like you just said, I remember a couple of songs, but that's just me because again, it's music. I'm going back to a place in time where it was like, yo, you know what I mean?
Is Michael Jackson on the Rushmore?
I still don't put him as R&B.
You don't put him as-
and
don't
that's
put him
where
as
this is
R&B?
gonna get complicated, bro. Because I don't consider I consider him R&B at one point,
Right.
but his status drove him into pop status, and I'm like, if we got Prince in here, you know, like, do we put Mike in there because of what Mike did before? Because Thriller's completely pop. Off the Wall is R&B. You know, you got his time with the Jacksons in the group. He has a lot of solo records where he was before Thriller. He had a few solo records with Motown, but nothing that really just blew anybody off the map. So I would just have to respectfully not include him on this. But when it's time to discuss pop, yeah, it's a given. He'll be on there.
But R&B has pop has to come from R&B, right?
There's connections. There's connections there
definitely.
because what we know pop to be was heavily influenced by black artists. You know what I'm saying? And when you think about the 80s, it was because there was rock. You know, there was rock, there was hard rock, there was soft rock, there was yacht rock, elevator rock, all of this different rock, and then pop kind of spawned out of that based on what Michael Jackson did with Thriller, based on how the establishment invested in Madonna. You know, that's how when pop saw its best, Prince fit into that because he was such a diverse artist anyway. You know, then pop went to some bubblegum shit that but to what it is today. It's like it's a bunch of kids, a bunch of mall rats, whatever. You know?
But remember, if you listen to songs like Remember the Time, that's R&B, am I correct?
That is R&B.
Am I correct?
The one song, yes. But what about the rest of the album?
Human Nature's not R&B?
That was on
Human
the album?
Nature is yacht rock, so it's more
No,
like
it's
R&B.
not yacht rock.
It's Yacht Rock.
It was written by
I don't
Toto.
even know what the fuck Yacht Rock is. Yeah, it's Yacht Rock.
Okay, explain what Yacht Rock is to Dino.
All right.
Your definition.
So for the record, it didn't become Yacht Rock didn't really become something that was part of a discussion until like in the last 10, 15 years. But a lot of the Yacht Rock is a lot of the 80s, Christopher Cross, the Blue Eyed Soul stuff, Hall & Oates, Steely Dan.
Okay.
You know, it's rock, but it's not that hard rock, hard guitars, hard bass, hard drums. It's kind of mellowed out. And Toto was one of those groups. That's the sound. I take the reins down in Africa. That shit. You heard that?
Yeah.
Have you heard
So
that
those-
before, little nigga?
I ain't know what the fuck.
No, you ain't heard that.
Ain't never heard that shit before? Got some homework to do.
Well, that's who wrote Human Nature. So
Well, give him a Hall
Mike-
& Oates song instead, man. He might know that. I can't go
Kiss
for
on
that.
Your-
I
Kiss
can't
on Your
go for
Lips.
that.
I can't go for that.
Okay.
Man Eater. Oh,
See, hey, Z, you should have seen his face. He rolled his eyes like, I ain't never heard what Toto. What the fuck is that? Hey, look, I know what the fuck you talking about because that's 80s
Well,
channel 60 music videos and shit
Channel
like that.
6. Jamal, you know what I'm saying because we used to have music videos and it was like we would sit and watch all the videos until we got the black artists to come on.
Yeah.
Because we would wait for the black artists to always come on. So we have to watch the white videos to wait for the black videos because we didn't want to miss the shit.
That's why, because
feel
niggas.
me?
That's why niggas like Culture Club and shit like that.
Okay.
That's why they like Culture Club.
Yeah, that's why niggas like Culture Club. But
I'm a man.
Right.
Without conviction.
and he
That
look like,
shit,
and he dressed to look like a Geechee.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Talking about Mickey Free, huh? One of them niggas like
Hey,
Mickey Free.
check this out. You want to hear something? You want to hear something crazy about that time? I looked this up the other day.
Go ahead.
George Michael at the American Music Awards, he won the award for best pop artist and R&B artist.
Yeah, I remember that.
He beat out Bobby Brown and Michael Jackson for best R&B artist.
For
That's
the
crazy.
Careless Whisper song, right?
Careless Whisper, Faith, Father Figure. You know, all that shit was getting run on black radio.
It was.
It was getting run. Madonna came from black radio first.
Which song? Holiday?
Oh, get in Holiday, get into the groove. Everybody.
Just take all our shit, boy.
Yeah.
I got this video channel that's on the Fire Stick, man. And it's a channel that's called Excite, and it's got all the 80s music videos 24/7. So you can go back and see this stuff. And when you watch the Madonna Everybody video, she's like in this dark New York club. This all black folks dancing to her shit. The backup dancers are black. She opened up for like Curtis Blow at one point.
Is this when she was fucking Bobby Brown?
Did she fuck Bobby Brown? She fucked Tupac. I don't know about Bobby Brown,
she
but she
fucking
fucked
Bobby? Didn't I see that
everything.
in
She
the
fucked
movie?
Big Daddy Kane too.
Yeah, she did fuck Big Daddy Kane.
Oh yeah, she was all around that.
I mean, she liked black dick. There ain't no
Yeah,
other
for
way
sure.
around it.
Yeah.
She had a dope dealer that she was dealing
Dennis
with.
Rodman.
She fucked Haitian Jack. Haitian Jack.
Yeah, he was hitting that, man.
Haitian Jack.
Haitian Jack and another nigga, another dope boy was hitting that shit. Peter something was up there in the New York, one of them dope dealers down there
in New York.
and big time weight move was up there named Peter. I can't think of his name right now. He was real slick with it. But hey, I got to ask you something. Oh, sound. I mean not sound. Matt, Yacht Rock. You're from that era also. Your favorite artist from that era, or your favorite song from that Yacht Rock era? Z, you gotta understand. The engineer's a little bit older than me. I'm 50,
Okay.
I'm 51, so he's like around 50. What you about? What?
60, I just turned 60.
He just turned 60. Hand claps to that.
All right, what's up? That's what's up.
So he's from that era of 80s glam and also the punk era, and because he's a musician himself. But go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, because getting where got to this was, this is about Michael Jackson Thriller, and what Michael Jackson intended to do, based on a lot of stuff I read, was they wanted to create. He was so pissed off about Off the Wall not winning a lot of awards because he was limited to one category of R&B. So he wanted to make an album that appealed to everybody. Mm-hmm. So that was the whole premise about getting Toto involved, getting Vincent Price involved, getting Eddie Van Halen involved. He wanted to make a diverse record that would appeal to everybody, and it ended up being Thriller.
But you want to lose? He lost his soul though.
Hey, you know what? That rabbit hole goes very deep.
It does.
It goes very deep.
Real quick, Matt. You want to say something about the Yacht Rock at all, or no?
Hall & Oates were probably my favorite Yacht Rock band.
Hall & Oates.
Hall & Oates, yeah.
Gotcha.
They had some mega hits back there. I Can't Go For That, No Can Do. That's a big Yacht Rocker.
That's the guys that dressed in the sweaters, tied up, tennis outfits.
One guy was real tall, one guy was real short.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Hall & Oates.
Right, Hall & Oates. But
I know who Hall &
but
Oates
the
are.
outfit for the Yacht Rock motherfuckers was the sweater tie.
There
Yeah.
was no such thing as Yacht Rock back then. They didn't name that shit until like he.
True, but I'm saying
So like the country club guys?
The outfit, yeah.
Culture Club.
The country club. The
Like
country
the
club
shorts?
outfits. Yeah.
Ralph Lauren
think of
shirts.
a white dude on a boat.
Right. That's what I mean. Like the country. Yeah.
Snob.
Oh, Yacht Rock.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah. Yacht Rock. Okay.
Go to Montrose Harbor and listen to what they're listening to.
Give me a rewind. As you find the rewind. Oh yeah, Matt is a rewind again. Give me a controversy, please. Z, when I got the rest of the crew here, we're gonna finish up the topic of the Mount Rushmore. If I get the crew, once I get the rest of the crew here next week, we're gonna finish up the topic of the Mount Rushmore. All right.
That's what's up. We got a lot to work with right now, so that's cool.
Cool. Hand claps to that. Give me another rewind again after that. Be that as it may, we brought up the subject of Michael Jackson.
Yes.
I've been noticing you for the last couple of years, Z and Dino. Last couple of years, Dino, Z has been on Michael Jackson's ass. Pause.
No Diddy.
Nope. Oh, free Diddy. Free Sean Combs. That's me. But be that as it may, Michael Jackson had gone through a couple of different cases of being categorized as a pedophile. Would you agree?
Yeah.
I can't hear you. That's him. Is that him or me? Hello?
We're having
You got me?
technical difficulties.
Okay, we got you now. Go back to what you was. Give us a rewind. Give me a rewind right quick. Sound.
Okay.
Give me a rewind. Matt, give me a rewind. Okay. Everything that you said that we couldn't hear, I need you to re-say it again.
All right. Yeah. So I've been digging around on Michael Jackson. I've been trying to kind of go back through history, and I've learned how to go through court cases and go through court documents and such. So I started digging around on Michael Jackson and how Michael Jackson was accused of abusing kids. The first public allegation was around 1993. So we know that went away because he paid a settlement and they dropped the lawsuit. So I started digging around, and I found myself just going down a rabbit hole. And eventually, I talked to some people who sent me some video clips and some very detailed stuff. So I became somebody who's like, all right, he did it. He did do it. And there are a lot of kids. There are a lot of things that got swept under the after I did all this digging, there was a documentary that came out called Leaving Neverland in 2019. So I was asked to contribute to Leaving Neverland, the one that just recently came out about a month ago. So based on the details that I got, based on the data that I got, Michael Jackson absolutely was harming kids. He got caught with his maid son that he paid off. There's even a girl accuser who he paid off. She has like $900,000 worth of checks that were reportedly for her silence. And his estate recently just admitted they paid off 5 more kids. So Michael was doing this and paying off people. And based on his influence, based on his popularity, he did it under the radar for several years.
God damn.
Yeah. So I think that
you saying Mike
there's still a lot
Sapetto?
of people.
He's saying it.
Yeah.
He's a Larry?
Yeah, so, man, it is. Let's put it like this. You saw that there was a movie coming out about Michael Jackson that was supposed to be out this month, but it got pushed back.
Right.
Well, the movie got pushed back because the 1993 accuser, in their settlement, they have documentation that says that they can't talk about that kid. And when they shot the movie, they talked about this kid, so they have to go back and reshoot it. Hence, has been delayed. So the 1990, I think everybody thinks that Michael Jackson was just sitting at the crib moonwalking and shit, and all of a sudden people started dropping these kids into his life. It's nothing like that. There's Michael Jackson making friends with these families, him spending the night at their house, they'll spend the night at his house, him taking them on trips, and then eventually him getting along with their kid. And he's not doing this by himself. His staff who worked for him were also involved. So that was probably the biggest shocker. The biggest shocker is that I found out through my digging is that his sister LaToya, that everybody called crazy in 1993.
Yeah.
She actually went to the district attorney on him. That's how bad it was.
Damn.
Pop it.
Yeah, she went to the DA on him. And
What the fuck was okay? All right, what the fuck was Mike doing to these kids, man?
Yeah. Get to the nitty
Get
gritty.
to that
all right,
shit.
so
Yeah.
so I can be I can be straightforward with all of this, right?
Yeah. That's what we want to know.
Cool. Okay, so he wanted to get the kids alone. So he would meet these kids, and there are different stories of how he would meet them. But the molesting of kids goes back to before he even bought Neverland. All right?
Damn.
When the Jacksons moved into Encino, their addresses somehow was public. So people would come by and stand outside their gate. With famous people, they know where you live. They're going to come stalk outside your gate and see if they can see you.
Yeah, Mike made motherfuckers faint too, so them niggas was out there.
Yeah. So Mike, at some point, and I have the story. I have stories in pieces, but ultimately, when you talk about one accuser, he met that kid digging through remember how back in the day when you were auditioning for like commercials and TV shows, they used to have books that you can go in and look for actors and actresses.
Yeah.
He would look at those and find boys to audition for commercials and audition for his movies. So one kid he found through that process, he's the same kid that's in the Pepsi commercial that he did in 1987. It's that kid.
Alfonso Ribeiro, right?
No, this was after Alfonso. See, he did, and that's an interesting story too, because he did that for the Victory Tour. He didn't like Pepsi. He didn't want shit to do with Pepsi. But Pepsi gave him a solo contract after he left his brothers.
It was some of the niggas that burnt his girl.
Pick his personnel for that commercial, and he picked this kid that was from California named Jimmy, and he found Jimmy in one of those portfolio books. And he molested for Jimmy for at least 3-4 years.
Okay, well now here we go, nigga. Come on, give me a rewind. Give me a drum roll, please.
Yeah.
Controversy, please, man. You say Mike was molesting. Now, give me your working definition of molesting, because I want to make sure.
All right, so
Mike
so
Jackson
he
was
is.
molesting.
Okay, so I'll just give it to you straight. He's giving kids blowjobs.
Oh shit.
No.
Pause. Damn,
No.
He's giving kids blowjobs.
Mike. Damn, Mike.
He's giving kids blowjobs. He's tongue kissing them in the mouth. He's squeezing on their ass.
No,
He's sticking his hand in
no.
their shorts.
No.
What's the
Mike.
age range?
One
Not
said
that I'm co-signing or saying that, but you're
no,
saying
no.
there's
You
some
know
heavy
what?
accusations, nigga.
Yeah.
No, I've longed to talk to people about this who I can talk straight with. So I believe I have that opportunity here.
You do.
So, yeah, dude, the youngest kid is probably 7.
Damn.
Get the fuck out of here. Mike was giving a 7-year-old top.
Hey, so you can
Hit the gunshots. Hold on, Z.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Not that nigga that was singing no.
Yeah.
So
Human nature.
this is documented, like in court
Yeah.
documents.
So I'll tell you this. So what you're gonna do is when you get a chance, you're gonna Google Ralph Chacon and then Michael Jackson oral sex. Ralph Chacon is his security guard that worked at Neverland. He testified in 2005 that Michael, he walked upon Michael giving the kid a blowjob at
damn.
Neverland while he was doing his rounds. He was
You
a
believe that
security
shit
guard
though,
worked
man?
there
Come
for
on
3
now.
years.
This sounds like some puffy shit though.
Cut his mic off, man, right now.
Everything he
Nothing to do
says,
with no- it got nothing to
this
do
sounds
with
like some puffy shit.
Puff
But-
ain't did shit to no kids
well,
at all,
outside
man.
the kids, but still, like, you know,
That's all bullshit ass accusations by the government. Don't do that to the black man.
I'm just saying.
Hey,
what,
look.
what was
Hey,
Mike trying to do?
But that's the first thing everybody runs to, man. They think that there was this setup, and I promise you, I dug through this. I can't find no boogeyman. I can't find anybody who's doing anything nefarious but him, because every single kid, the common denominator is that he brought them kids into his life.
Was
They
that
just
kid?
been pop-
I'm sorry. Go ahead, D. You got something you want to say?
No, that's
Oh,
we've always heard that Mike brought these kids there. Now that's a fact. He admitted to that. You know.
Yes.
Wait, man. You ain't finna fuck
But
up
but
my
but the
child.
Now,
grooming, but
all
that's
this other
what
shit.
that's what they call in molestation. That's what they call the grooming phase.
Right.
So what he would do is he would have
But I
like
like to be
the
around children.
the kid he had from
That's what he
Australia. The kid he had in Australia, he had a Michael Jackson lookalike contest, and this kid won, and the prize was to meet him. So somehow this kid in Australia ends up in America with his family. And his family, he's like, no, I want to show him around. I want to show him all of this, show him all that. And his family says, okay, yeah, you can go with Michael. He's going to show you a good time and all this other stuff.
Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah. And man, that kid ended up coming back to America a few times. Michael's secretary is booking a room at the Holiday Inn across the street from an apartment he had in Wilshire in LA on Wilshire Boulevard. He had across the street from the apartment was a Holiday Inn, and she would book the room there for the kid, and the kid would walk across the street and go up there and sleep with Michael Jackson. He was 9-10 years old at the time.
And how old was Mike?
30.
Yeah, 30s.
No.
Yeah, 30.
Yeah, he was had to be in his 30s.
Z.
Talking about the 90s.
Z, come on, man. He was giving a.
Look, man,
Yeah,
I'm one of these people who've been like, let's just get the story right. Because
what-
his estate is trying to cover it up right now.
Was these kids white?
They're all Hispanic or all kinds. Yeah.
So let me put it to you this way. The ones who told are white. I got stories about other kids who were around him that were not white.
You fucking my
I know-
childhood up, man.
Okay, and there's very suspicious stories. There's suspicious stories about Emmanuel Lewis. There's suspicious stories about Sean Lennon.
Macaulay Culkin,
There's
so I would
a
assume.
girl. There's another girl who Latoya talked to the district attorney about, and she's supposed to be famous.
Damn.
So
She's supposed to be what?
Famous.
famous.
Okay, so what about Emmanuel Lewis?
Emmanuel Lewis says Michael hasn't done anything, and he stood on that. And the thing with me, man, I know black kids they families big on silence. So I don't if there are any black kids who were victimized by him, because LaToya had also told the DA that he was doing this with the Jehovah Witness kids before he left the Jehovah Witness.
Hit it.
So Mike was just a weird motherfucker.
Wait.
According to him, Mike was just a weird motherfucker his whole life, basically, is what you're telling us. He was he always been into that.
Mike was dilly dallying with the Jehovah's Witness kids.
That's crazy.
What the
LaToya
fuck?
Jackson. So I got it. I have an interview with the district attorney who took the notes the day LaToya Jackson called, and she said this goes back to '81. He had a lot of the Jehovah Witness kids over there. He had a kid named Jimmy Safechuck over there. He had a kid named Jonathan Spence who was friends with Tito's kids, and there was a girl who spent the night. That's exactly what she told the DA.
And what went there?
So LaToya was over this shit.
What
LaToya
the
was
fuck
trying to
was-
blow it up.
LaToya. So
Who cut LaToya
Yeah, who
off
cut
of
her
the money?
off? Yeah.
So check this out. So that would make you around. If I'm 47, that would make you around 44. So you were around 13 when she actually told on Michael.
Who?
So years
Me.
before that,
Oh yeah, it's 93.
the family had already been discrediting LaToya because she had told about Joe Jackson sexually abusing her and Reby.
Damn.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember that.
So
but-
this is where, see, Michael Jackson comes from a dysfunctional home, and we lose that part of this.
That's true.
Joe, y'all got to think about that little bitty house on Jackson Street. Imagine a father jumping out of bed with his wife to go jump in bed with his daughters. Okay,
And that's a little bitty ass house. You right.
That's a little, but everybody knows what's going on in that motherfucker too, right?
Yeah.
So, Reby had called the cops on Joseph when she was 13. And what I found out about that phone call is Catherine sent the cops away, and the Gary Police Department at some point erased any detail of that phone call. But Reby moved out at 16, and then after Reby moved out, he started jumping in bed with LaToya because they shared the same bed, right? So Joseph was getting it with LaToya when she was about 9 or 10.
God damn, man.
Yeah, it's deep, man, and I think that
Reasonable Ignorance Podcast. Download, subscribe, stream.
Now you can't get your words out. This is so fucked up.
Hey, this nigga Z saying, goddamn,
It makes sense though.
that Joe Jackson
It makes sense
is a Chester too, right?
because when you look
Yeah.
at
yeah, and he was getting his own girl.
when you
His own
look
children.
at what we know about abuse, he shows all the symptoms.
Who does?
Yeah.
Joe, we talking about physical abuse,
Right.
whipping their ass, all of that shit, verbal abuse. So, sexual abuse is not out of the realm of possibility, considering all the shit that we knew that they all talked about. Go ahead,
Real
Z.
quick, so I got y'all up on the Facebook so I can see the comments. So I got a comment here I want to address. So we got there's a Michael Walton who left a message. He said, "Man, the feds followed MJ more than anyone in U.S. history, and they found nothing on him." So let's tell the truth about that. The correct involvement of the FBI was this. The FBI was asked to assist local law enforcement in 1993 with the allegation against Jordan Chandler, and again in 2005. The feds never followed him for years upon years upon years. But that's what a lot of people who read the fan sites keep saying, because like I said, the estate wants to cover all of this up. But I can show you in the FBI document where it says that, right? I can show you exactly. Now, the FBI did get involved again with the 1993 accuser. They met up with him again in 2004. They wanted to get a federal case against Michael. for violating the Mann Act. When Michael abused this kid, he took him to Monaco. And if you Google Michael Jackson, look on YouTube, Michael Jackson, Boys to Men, Jordan Chandler, you'll see the kid sitting on Michael Jackson's lap at the World Music Awards. That was in Monaco.
White kid?
Yeah. Well, he mixed. He's mixed with a couple of different things. His dad was white. His mom was like Asian, black, and something else. But Michael had slept at that kid's house for 30 days straight. I got a picture of him in the bedroom. So Michael Walton, if you want to call me a jaguar right on there, I'll show you the picture of him in his bedroom.
Hit it!
I mean, real rap. People not around here just trying to put child molester on somebody, dude. Like,
Nah.
you know, the reason they put me on Leaving Neverland 2 is because I done went digging in this shit, bro.
What's the reason why you wanted to do this shit in the first place?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, what got me into it, bro, like I said, dog, like I just started learning how to read court documents. And when I got into this Michael Jackson shit, it just kept getting deeper and deeper and deeper, right?
No. You gotta rewind.
Yeah.
You gotta have some kind of reasoning of why. Like what was that light bulb that went off inside said, I want this shit interests me. I want to know why. Was it did you have a family member that went through some shit with Mike or with another?
No. Okay, so
this is something. I mean, besides, because you know, in our community, in our delegation, in the black delegation, we like to cover up shit, especially when it comes to shit like this, right?
We do.
Am I right, D?
You're right.
We do.
We definitely do. We got a history of that.
We got a history of that.
So,
Yeah.
So I say, so as far as the thing that's got me interested as far as like the Michael Jackson part, I just wanted to get the story right. Now on the bigger picture thing, yeah, I felt like there was a lot of times when it comes to celebrities, we get a lot of shit wrong, right? We come back and find out later that somebody did some shit we thought they wasn't doing. So let me take it back to high school. So when I was in high school, R. Kelly found his way on my high school once. My dean of students had threw him out, right? So he saved a lot of kids that day. You feel me? He saved a lot of kids that day by throwing R. Kelly out because we know he went to other schools. Y'all from Chicago, y'all know he went to other schools and he was allowed to have talent shows. He was allowed to have auditions and taking them back to the studio. Real rap. He was able to do that. But in my school, he wasn't. I think maybe because we had a man in charge. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little different. But when I realized and look back at that and I look at like how many girls R. Kelly had like issues with, like, damn, we get a lot of shit wrong, but we don't never clean the shit up. Right? So that's what got me into it. But I looked at all kinds of cases. I looked at the death row years. I looked into the Snoop murder case. A lot of that stuff didn't go very deep. But this shit it don't go as deep. It go deep, but not as deep as this.
But Z, when you saying how deep it go and all the research you've done and all of these documents with the FBI, why was he never convicted?
Okay, so he only went to trial for one kid. So let's do that. There's lots of kids. He only went to trial for one. All right. Now, if he didn't get convicted in that one, because I don't believe the jury believed the kid or believe the kid's parents. That's what I believe in that case. Now, the interesting part about that case, there is a section that you guys need to get a chance, if you get a chance to read it or view it on YouTube. There's a section of that trial called prior bad acts. So prior bad acts is this part in the trial where they can go bring up your whole history and tell people about the times that you've been accused of shit like this before. So all these people who told on Michael Jackson in '93, they all told on him, including the security guard that caught him giving the kid a blowjob.
They came back and told on him.
Right. Now they can't hold that against him because that's not the kid that's on trial in
That nigga sound like Jane
2005.
Deal.
All they can do is talk about him, right? To say like, yo, there is a pattern of behavior here. He's been sleeping with kids. He's been having them in the shower. He's been having them in the jacuzzi, etc.
So let me.
So
ask-
that's why he
in
didn't.
the jacuzzi. He said the jacuzzi.
Damn.
This nigga was high.
So that's why he didn't get convicted, because that's the
Damn.
only time he went to court. And the '93 accuser, he paid him off $20 million. His maid, he got caught with her son. He paid her $2 million. Then there was the girl who in the mid '80s, she's got checks totaling like $900,000. So he never went to court for these people.
So when he died mysteriously, was there some shit going on that we didn't know about?
When he died, so after he died, he had more accusers come out. But was there something suspicious with his death? Absolutely.
Well, I'm saying like, was there something about to come, or we might not know this information, but was there something about the surface? You know what I mean? Around the time of his death.
No,
Not
I
really.
believe that he was supposed to do that concert, and
Right.
he had signed on to do some extra shows, but they said he wasn't physically able to do it. The one thing I found suspicious about that is the company that his family wanted to sue behind his death, the wrongful death. That's the same company that Janet Jackson is touring for right now. So I find that suspicious. It's a company called AEG. AEG. A is in Apple, E is in Edward, G is in George.
AEG,
So-
yeah. That's
Yeah, her tour in Vegas right now. They're doing her tour. Now this is the same group that her family sued. So I found that suspicious.
That is suspicious.
Okay,
Very-
hold on a second, Z. Hold on.
Yeah.
And Matt, get ready for the bombs every time. You ready? I'll give you the hit. When I say hit it, you hit the bombs. All right.
Barrage coming.
You mean tell me Z and Dino, Drake and Matt from Sonic Palace Studios, and everybody out there in Reasonable Ignorance right there. You mean tell me I can't listen to Baby Be Mine no more? Hit it.
Oh, real rap. I feel like this. I say get the story right.
Okay,
If
Z,
you
hold
want to
on.
listen to the music,
Hold
listen
on.
to the music.
You mean tell me we can't listen to The Girl Is Mine no more? Hit it. We can't listen to Pretty Young Thing no more? Hit it. That shit gone.
Yeah.
What the shit that this nigga talking about, right, Z?
Hey,
You say he was
tell
giving
people-
top to a 9-year-old. So there wasn't no lady in his life. Hit it.
No. Oh, hey. Yeah, the
All
girls.
types of fucked
The
up.
girls. There were girls around because the way you make me feel, girl. Tatiana Thompson. Tatiana came to his aid. She tried to come to his aid in '93, but she admitted in her book there was never really any real relationship with Michael.
That's why.
So-
So the whole Thriller album is just fucked up, right?
Fucked up. Yeah.
You can't
Right,
listen to
but-
Thriller album no more.
Yeah, she came to his aid, bro. She came to his aid. She tried to cover up for him because she had after Way You Make Me Feel, she went through some stuff in Hollywood, and Joe Jackson became her manager for a while. So she still felt loyal to him, even though he didn't want to work with her. He had kicked her off the Bad tour. She was on the Bad tour with him, and she kissed him, and he threw her off the tour.
Nah,
for
he
kissing.
ain't like that shit.
He ain't like
Okay,
that.
so wait.
Billie Jean was not his lover. God
Bombs!
damn. That's fucked up.
Yeah, the girl from the Way You Make Me Feel, she got thrown off the Bad tour. She
That
was
was
on
a
the Bad tour. He threw her off the Bad tour because she kissed him on stage.
Oh my.
Can't let her get
I
away.
know,
We
dude.
can't listen to that off the Dangerous album, huh? Who is it?
Human
Hey, bro.
nature.
Give
Hey,
in
bro,
to me. See, you can't
I
listen to
feel
that
like
song at all no more.
No.
Anything
We
with the
talk-
title
hey,
"Give In to
hey,
Me"
we
with
gotta-
Michael, you can't listen to that
hey,
shit.
We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. I feel like because the movie's gonna come out, and I don't feel like they should cover it up. They should tell the truth about it because
Hey.
he came from a dysfunctional home.
This nigga
Right?
got a song called "In the Closet." Hit it, man.
Was he trying to tell us
do that
something?
He was supposed to do that with Madonna. He was supposed to do that with Madonna. Madonna, he backed out at the last minute, putting Madonna on.
You just said something though. What you just said, I call is that we shouldn't sweep it under the rug because he came from a dysfunctional home.
Yes.
which like we know again that a lot of when people come from dysfunctional homes, they do this type of shit. Unfortunately,
Yes.
And so,
Yes.
and you know, it's a big thing in the black community for real. Us not getting help when we
Yes.
have these impulses or whatever the case may be, or we see these things. Let me say that when we see these things, and we don't do what the fuck we supposed to do.
What the
Because
fuck is Liberian girl?
real rap. This could help some of us.
It
because
can help someone,
A lot
right.
of the way black folks move and how they get to music.
Yeah.
We follow the Jackson's blueprint.
Man, they got
Right?
that nigga still on rotation right now at V103 and at
Yeah.
any other adult.
That's because
R&B
he was
contemporary
never convicted.
Radio
That's
station.
because he was never convicted. If he was convicted, it'd have been some different shit.
So let me tell you this: he was never convicted. One, because he only went to trial for one kid.
Right.
And there are people out here putting misinformation out in the atmosphere to try to cover it up. Even inside the Jackson house, they're saying that the 1993 accuser, they're saying that he was lying the entire time. That kid lost his whole family. His father killed himself. He stopped talking to his mother because his mother was getting adorned with gifts and all kinds of money
Selling her
while
kid.
she was looking the other way. He was getting her kid, right? So people are saying that, oh, that kid lied, and that's what they're gonna try to cover up in the movie.
So Michael
Right?
Jackson is a smooth criminal.
Bombs.
Hey, that's gonna need a horn on that one. Go get hit the horn on that one. Yeah, he was a manipulator, man. But
Hey, okay,
Um,
you tell me
yeah, he was a manipulator.
the Liberian girl song. I can't listen to that shit no more either.
You can't listen to shit.
All right, so I'm sending Jamal. I'm sending you a article from the Rolling Stone.
Quincy
All right.
Jones said, "Hey, look." Quincy Jones back said before in his interview said, "Motherfucker, Michael was stealing everything, was stealing music and stealing all that kind of shit." Now you saying
Michael has been sued several times for stealing music.
and he's stealing kids' innocence.
Yeah. So
See, we thought all this time. Hey, Zeke, just hold on one second. I thought all this time that it was the devil getting in Michael's life, and the devil putting them kids on him and shit, extorting for them and getting them for the money. You saying this shit has validity? This nigga was giving top. He was doing that with someone. Was he playing booty shit too? Was he playing with the booties with these kids and shit?
Two kids say that. Yeah, he played with
booty
their
games.
butthole. Yeah, he played with their butthole.
No, come on now.
Yeah, they masturbated together.
No, Mike was masturbating with a kid.
What the
Hey,
fuck?
the 1993 accuser said he swallowed.
What
No!
the fuck?
Oh!
The
Mike-
1993.
wait,
I
Mike,
got the court document.
Was
I
the
got
kid?
his whole statement.
Wait. The kid. Wait. Say it again.
Oh no.
The kid in 1993, the kid said in his statement, Michael Jackson swallowed him.
Oh no.
Hit the gunshot.
I'm not saying this. It's in the statement, bro. Tell Michael Walton I got the court document, dog. I'm not making this shit up. Hey, Jamal, look at your phone, bro. Look at your phone. Look at the text I just sent you. Read that article.
Damn, you fucking me up right now, Z.
Read that article, bro.
Okay, I'm about to read it. Give me a rewind, please. Rewind. Matt, rewind. Matt over there looking at the goddamn comments and shit. A former security guard at Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch testified Thursday he saw the pop star perform oral sex on a young boy in late 1992 or early 1993. The boy then received a multi-million-dollar settlement from Jackson in 1994 and would not cooperate with police investigation. The former Jackson employee, Ralph Chacon, is Ralph white, Italian, black, what?
Yeah, well, Ralph Chacon was a 3-year employee at Neverland. He was former military and white guy.
Testified that he was making his late night rounds at the ranch one evening when he saw Jackson and a boy who was about 11 years old in the jacuzzi. He then watched as the two went into the nearby bathroom and remained inside for a long time. Chacon said that he peered into the bathroom through a window and witnessed Jackson kissing the boy, finally performing oral sex on him.
This under oath, bruh.
God damn.
And I'm sending you the picture. This is the picture of him in the same kid's bedroom. The 1993 accuser. That's a picture of him in his pajamas sitting in that kid's bedroom.
He looked like LaToya though. This could have been LaToya doing this though.
Let me see.
Don't that look like LaToya?
Look just like LaToya.
That's LaToya.
LaToya. That ain't Mike. That's LaToya.
This is
Yeah,
LaToya.
fellas, if you tell me where LaToya, I tell you why it's not LaToya. You know why it's not LaToya?
Why?
LaToya was hiding out from her family back in like 92 when she
Right.
told on her dad. So she wasn't even in the United States.
Yeah, he fucking up a whole.
Hey,
my whole
why is dude
childhood,
saying
man.
I'm making this up, dog? What Michael want? What do you want, man? Do you want the court documents? What do you want? The reason you don't believe it is because everybody don't want you to believe it. They covered it up. Michael Jackson paid millions for silence. His security guard, his head of security was former LAPD. No, I went to St. Martin de Porres, but I had homies that went to Simeon.
Okay. Look, Z, you didn't drop the bomb. Hit the bombs, please. Hey, look, we just thought the nigga was getting set the fuck up. Okay, you stop the bombs. That was one of those extended bombs. Usually, I'm not used to that. It's like a 1 or 2 second bomb, but I think that was like, do the bombs again, please. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Now he gets
getting better.
Okay, cool. You gotta get ready. You gotta do it in 2 weeks again. Pause. You look, we thought the nigga Mike was getting set the fuck up by them devils, by the Yakubs and the Hunkers and shit like that, because they want that catalog. You taking this shit step further, G.
He was trying to buy Sony. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all that shit.
Mike was trying to do.
Because he had the Sony publishing.
He bought the Beatles shit.
Yeah.
Mike was making moves.
Yeah.
You know?
So the thing is this, dog. Like,
You don't.
what y'all don't know
Let me
is
ask you though.
all
Let me
these-
ask. You
all
don't
these
think?
dudes-
Huh? Go ahead.
Go ahead. All these dudes that y'all think are the people who are after him. He was friends with all them fools. Steven Spielberg, Michael Geffen, Jerry Katzenberg. He was friends with all them dudes, but he was pissing them off. And they stopped fucking with him. But they didn't put these kids in his life. He was doing that.
What was he pissing them off about? What was he pissing them Jews off about?
Because they don't care about us. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us.
But they don't care about us,
Right,
though.
that's a fact.
But check it out. He was friends with them before that. The first allegation was 93. He didn't put that shit in there.
Z,
The first allegation. You think Steven Spielberg and David Geffen put that? No.
I don't think it was David Geffenberg, and I don't think it was David Geffen or Steven Spielberg per se. But let me ask you: is this another situation where, like, this nigga had too many white people around him?
Okay, so in that instance, I believe that when he started getting comfortable doing this around like white kids, that's when he was setting himself up for failure. Wait.
What you mean?
You get the context where we're going here, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead. You ask
No, I'm asking. What do you mean by that? Repeat what you just said. When he started getting too comfortable with white kids.
When he started getting comfortable with white kids, he thought he could always get out of it, but they gonna tell.
Bombs.
Okay.
They gonna tell.
Okay.
And there was kids in therapy, and that's the thing, y'all. If y'all go back and watch LaToya Jackson
Hiroshima and
interviews,
Nagasaki.
I went through all her interviews. You can pick what she was saying that was true, out of what she was, after all she told on Michael, you can pick out what she said was true. Like when she talked to the DA, she told him about a kid. It was 1993. She told him about a kid. That kid didn't tell till 2014. So he ain't tell till like 21 years later. So she was right. He just didn't tell till late. But she said
But
that,
LaToya was pissed off about something for her to go out and go snitch on her own fucking brother, right? And family. Am I correct?
Well, it started with her mom and her dad. Her mom and her dad were the problem because she knew that they were trying to cover up them being a dysfunctional family.
True. Okay,
And
we got
the
that
fact
part. Okay.
Yeah, we got that.
We got
Yeah,
that.
and the
All
fact that when Joseph raped her as a child, she didn't understand why he did. So she separated herself with her family and she began talking. They kept calling her a liar. I don't know if you
Love
remember
lost
it.
that.
but
Yeah, I
they
remember
were
that.
used to send letters. They were used to send letters to the TV stations and radio stations to say, hey, don't listen to LaToya. Don't listen to LaToya. She just wants money. Blah, 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 blah. Her husband is putting her up to this. Whatever.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I kind
You
of
don't
remember
get
that.
paid to talk to the district attorney, bro. And that just came out. That came out like maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago, that she told the DA on Michael.
So could it be some type of jealousy, maybe?
LaToya wanted her family to realize that they enabled child abuse. Michael was still living at home. They were the last two Jacksons to leave the house. So LaToya saw him with all kinds of people at the house. The family wasn't going to never stop. Because if they didn't tell on Joseph when he was doing it to Reby and LaToya, you think they're going to tell on Michael? He paying all the bills.
So she stayed in the house. So she was one of the last people to leave the house. So
Who was?
he said Mike and LaToya were the last
Michael
two
and
people.
LaToya, they were the last of the Jackson kids to leave the house.
But
They
even
say
though
that-
Janet was younger.
But yeah, when right before Michael bought left Neverland, they both left around 87, 88. They moved out the house.
Who moved 87, 88? Who moved out?
Michael
And LaToya. LaToya moved out with her manager Jack, and Michael bought Neverland and moved out. But he had been having kids over long before that. And if you think about all the kids that were around him, some of them got suspicious stories. Like there's a maid who said she saw him molesting Macaulay Culkin, saw him groping him.
That motherfucker weird now too. Hey, something happened to that nigga. Macaulay Culkin.
That's what the maid. That's what the maid said. I'll send you the video of the maid.
Well, no. Well, fuck that kid, man. Fuck him. Pause.
Cause that's
But-
a weird motherfucker.
Hey,
What happened to-
Macaulay
What did he do? What did he do to Alfonso Ribeiro?
There's nothing suspicious with Alfonso Ribeiro stranger, because I've always said that if Michael did something, he would be somebody that would be kind of high on my list. I do have a document that was faxed to his private investigator. All the names are blacked out, but they do talk about a settlement to a kid who was dancing. It might be him, it might not. So I don't want to say that because Alfonso Ribeiro has never said anything suspicious. I don't even have Alfonso Ribeiro saying he spent the night at Michael Jackson's house.
Okay, I got to ask. He was married to Lisa Presley.
Yes,
Was that a sham?
absolutely.
Why, in your opinion, it was a sham?
I forgot about that shit.
In my opinion, it was a sham because he needed to do something to get the allegations off of him. So at the time he married her, he had paid off the 93 accuser. He had paid off his maid. And then he went right back to sleeping with little boys.
No, man.
man.
Come
God
on, man. Hit it, man.
Yeah, he started sleeping with these kids in New
There you
Jersey. These
In
kids
where?
in New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
So-
was fucking around. He was fucking around with some kids. He was fucking
Damn,
with some New
fuck,
Jersey
yeah,
kids.
Continental.
Yeah, he was fucking with.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, the
What the
family.
fuck
in
he was
New
doing with some
Jersey-
kids from New Jersey, man?
Motherfucker.
God damn.
Yeah, the kids from New Jersey. Hey, y'all know what? You can cut me anytime, bro, but I'll back up everything I say with court record, all of that. Now,
Z.
Michael Jackson estate just paid off 5 more kids. One of them kids they paid off is the one from New Jersey.
Them kids about adults now, ain't they?
Hell yeah, they're dope.
Yeah. The state paid one of them off in 2020.
That's why they had to sell them the masters and shit.
No, I think they were just selling it just to get rid of it and put that in Sony pocket. So it could be the pocket. You know those streaming services, there are a bunch of different people eating off of that shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So sell it to Sony, everybody can eat off of it. But the estate was, when Mike died, the estate was $400 to $500 million in the hole.
How much is it now?
And it's worth $3 billion now.
God damn!
That's a lot of goddamn money.
Wait, you said 4 to 5 in the hole.
In the hole,
Now
up
it's worth
$3 billion.
Now they put, I think it was $150 million that they put into the movie, and they had to reshoot all because of that thing with that little boy. So they had to reshoot all of that.
I'm
so
still trying to figure out. Hey, nigga, I'm still trying to figure out why are you so interested to know about why this nigga's a pedo, man?
Like I said, dude, we were taught to believe that LaToya was lying. LaToya wasn't lying. I feel horrible because I was one of the people calling her a liar, and now that I look at it, I'm like, no, she was an abused kid too. And that's kind of the worst thing you can do to an abuse victim is tell them that they're lying. And then when the truth comes out, nobody apologizes. Nobody admits they were wrong. You know what I'm saying? She didn't have no choice but to go back to her family.
Nigga, we always whooped with belts back then. Come on now.
Joe wasn't just beating them with belts, dog.
You got hit with a belt, didn't you?
Hell yeah, I got hit with a belt.
I got hit with a belt. Did you get hit with a belt?
Shit, extension cord too. What was the first piece of evidence that you saw that made you say, "Let me dive deeper into this shit"? Like, what was it that you heard or saw that made you want to go deep into? I'm
glad you asked that question.
Into all of this.
And you know what? That's a good question because you know what? That I just mentioned it. It's the LaToya shit. I watched the interviews after Leaving Neverland came out in 2019. So I started going through her interviews, and that's when I caught on when she said, "My father sexually abused me, and he sexually abused my sister Rebe." So I was like, when I was in '93, I was 16. I didn't catch that. You know what I mean? So now I hear it, and I'm like, oh shit. Maybe this makes sense to why Michael Jackson was so weird because the father is in the house full of all these kids and he's sleeping with his daughters. So
he's seeing this shit and hearing this shit.
So that's what got me into it because I started digging and I looked at it as if LaToya's not lying. I actually said, okay, if Michael Jackson was a pedophile, how would he pull it off? And this is accurate. It's completely accurate. I'm sitting there, and I just kept uncovering one victim, one suspicious story.
And you just start going down the rabbit hole. You just like, oh, let me keep going. Yeah, you find this shit.
Dude, when the guy, so I talked to a guy who, because the guy who gave me a lot of these interviews, and he was just like, yeah, watch the interviews and watch the detail. Because I have an interview with his maid. She's saying, yeah, he's in the bath with these kids. He's in the shower with these kids. Fucking Punky Brewster. Punky Brewster is on. You go on YouTube. Punky Brewster was like she was in a hot tub with him.
Oh, was she?
When she was a kid.
I'm not condoning that at all. When I asked you how old you was,
none of us. Yeah, we're not condoning this.
I mean, you mean tell me I can't even listen to You Not Alone no more? Hit it, man. I can't listen to You Rock My World.
Hey, I'm sorry your feelings hurt, homeboy, but my father protected me, thank goodness, because other motherfuckers be looking the other way.
I can't listen to Rock With You no more.
Play that shit.
I can't listen to Rock With You. Hit it, man.
Sorry to disappoint you. Yeah, Nick Irvin is my guy, but he wasn't in my class. Nick Irvin's my guy.
Don't stop till you get enough. That's fucked up now. That is fucked up. I can't listen to Don't Stop Till You Get Enough no more.
Mike cheated somebody out of credit on that song too.
He cheated out of somebody out of credit and he swallowed somebody's kids' cum. Hit it, man.
A lot of y'all just don't want the truth, man. And I see y'all in the comments, bro. Y'all don't want the truth.
Who else saying something? What
It's
the comments
hard,
saying,
man.
I can't
Oh,
see
they
them.
said cut
Mike was a
off
part of our
mic.
childhood, bro.
Oh, saying my uncle played with me in the shower and all this other whole shit. Come on now. Niggas mad because they don't want to believe my. If you love them for being a pedophile. You would love your uncle if he was a pedophile, right? You love your uncle. You still love it. Go ahead, love Michael. Still love Michael, dude.
Our audience. God
Michael didn't
damn.
want you no way. He was in the he got in the white kids and didn't go back.
Oh,
Boss!
shit. Oh, man. God damn. But no, yeah, thank you. 'Cause you done fucked us up.
It goes deep, man. You got to be willing to look at some stuff and revision stuff. Michael's mental illness just never got addressed.
Hit it, man.
And there was a period where I
Working
think
title
Michael
number
Jackson
one.
stopped being Michael Jackson the man, and he started being Michael Jackson the character. That's where the skin lightening comes in, the nose jobs, the excessive nose job.
You saying Mike was gay?
That motherfucker was beyond gay.
Mike,
He sound
there
nice.
is somebody who said they had a gay relationship with him. It was Liberace's, the guy that Liberace was fooling around with. He says him and Michael Jackson. I seen a picture of them together, but I don't have nobody else to who said anything about them.
Was
But
Michael
he
Crip?
said him and Michael got it on.
Was Michael Crip?
People say that, but I don't believe so. I don't. I think he had the real Crips participating in The Way You Make Me Feel. He had them participating and Beat It.
The Way You Make Me Feel. See, you going? See. I can't listen. I can't even. Don't even want to say that song title no more. Z,
But
you destroying goddamn niggas, goddamn childhoods, man.
Just go to just get the story right. That's all I'm saying, dog. Like, if people want to still rock with Michael Jackson, go ahead, bro. Because the music is fantastic. You can't take away what he did for getting black folks on MTV. He was the pioneer for that shit. None of that changes. He just had some mental issues that he wasn't
never got
going to
addressed.
deal with. And the reason that he wasn't going to ever deal with them, it starts with his parents. His parents wasn't going to make him deal with it because he paying all the bills.
So Michael Jackson you're saying Michael Jackson did not have his mental illness addressed, right?
No. None of them did. All of them were fucked up. Jermaine's fucked up.
Matt,
Randy's
That
fucked up.
motherfucker is fucked
Matt,
up.
you get that as a title right there. Michael Jackson did not have his
if y'all can't
mental
tell,
illness addressed.
Janet keeps a lot of secrets.
What's wrong with Janet?
She crazy than a motherfucker.
Janet, so real rap, I couldn't find much on Janet. I couldn't find Janet is very, very secretive, very quiet. But
Man, that pussy
I
good
believe,
though.
but
I
I
don't know if she
believe
can't
I
keep a
believe
man,
Janet
though. I
knows.
don't think so.
You think she can't? He says Dino says she can't keep a man. He don't think the pussy good. I say the pussy good.
I don't think it's good.
What you think?
I think the pussy good. I think Janet got phenomenal pussy, but she come from a dysfunctional home, so take that.
She
for
might.
what
When
it's
you
worth.
come from a dysfunctional phone,
You
you
have some
got
good pussy.
You got pussy.
Yeah.
You got some
Crazy
good pussy.
girls got good
Crazy
pussy.
girl got
It's
good
been
pussy.
like that
you can't
for a long
stay.
time.
She can't stay
She be on,
committed,
she
right?
be on stage doing some nasty shit too.
Right.
So yeah, so
It-
Janet.
It
Dude,
got beyond that.
right.
Let's wait a while. Shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
Yeah,
so
you
what
right.
the common denominator about the dudes she fucked with early on is all of them had kind of a drug addiction.
And
'Cause-
dysfunction. Yeah, the whole
And
debauch.
dysfunction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Them niggas, them
yeah,
motherfuckers- them
what
niggas
does
was
and what does
the
it tell you? What does
druggies
it
of
tell
the
you about
time.
how fucked up the DeBarges were when James decided he was gonna live with the Jacksons instead of them go live with the DeBarges. James almost committed suicide at the Jackson house.
And that's another
Really?
dysfunctional ass family, right?
Yeah,
The
he was gonna
DeBarges.
jump off the roof at Havenhurst. Michael talked him off the roof.
What did he tell him?
No, he says Michael is a calm. He said Michael is a calming spirit.
Mike told James, come here. I got something for you. Come here.
The way you make me feel, goddamn.
Come here, I got something for you. I'll top
You know, you DeBar just got some really pretty hair.
Yeah. I'll top you. Come here, man. I'll give you something. Come on, man. Hit it,
Nah,
man.
but he talked him off the roof, bro. Like, so Michael just went and tried to, like, you know, everybody got their ups and downs, but that him being a pedophile was his down, and nobody was gonna stop him because he
was
paid
Mike.
off
He was
everybody. He
Mike.
paid everybody. He paid for lots of silence, bro. Lots of it.
I hate when
His
you
maid
use that.
told on him. His security told on him. I got his
They always looking
his,
for a payday, though, man. You know that.
huh?
They always looking for a payday on that nigga, man.
Everybody.
They wanted to look for a payday on that nigga. That's what it was. They said they want some money. They could have sat up there and lied about that nigga, man.
Well, I wish that was the case, but when people got witnesses to certain things, like remember I just told you about the hotel room, and the boy would walk across the street and go into Michael's apartment.
Yeah.
Somebody booked that hotel room. I know who that is. I know who booked that room.
Okay. I know. I do remember one statement where they said one of the motherfucking kids could describe Mike's genitalia. That true?
Okay. That's the same. Okay, that's the same kid. The picture I just sent you of him in that kid's bedroom.
Yeah.
That's the kid who described his penis.
No, you
That's the
validate that
same
shit.
kid.
Hell no.
Why you think he paid him $20 million?
Is that the one? Is that the kids whose daddy killed himself?
Yeah, he killed himself.
Them crackers said they was lying.
No, his father killed himself. So his father has this thing in his family called Gaucher's disease. They got to get treatment for that. He never got the treatment, and he killed himself because of the pain. His brother got the treatment, but he didn't get it.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, I ain't never heard that shit before either.
Gaucher's disease, Gaucher.
This
All
nigga,
right.
this
Gaucher's
nigga, yeah, he sound like he
Nigga, you know, nigga.
Yeah.
All right, real quick. The death row shit. What's up?
Oh, the only thing I got in that was about the Snoop murder trial, and in the Snoop murder trial, it was just that the evidence came up missing, and that's why he beat that case.
That nigga did it though, didn't he?
Oh yeah, the kid he shot, his clothes were missing from evidence.
Hey.
The bullet shell was missing from evidence, and the bullet was missing from evidence.
How much they paid? How much Snoop been paying their family?
I don't know. I didn't look into the civil suit, but Suge Knight said he's the one instrumental in paying off a lot of that stuff for Snoop to get off.
Suge snitching.
Yeah, that nigga trying to get out of jail.
Suge is not a big fan of Snoop. Ever since Snoop got
Hell
Death
no.
Row, he's not a big fan of the dude.
No, he trying to get out.
Yeah, Michael. Michael. Yeah, the Jacksons were fucking lots of chicks. That's the one cool thing I got. Them dudes fuck some famous bitches. That's for sure.
Who said that in them comments?
Michael Walton said that he said the Jacksons were fucking the whole Hollywood. Yeah. Jackie
Tito
was
probably.
freaking
Except for
tall-ass
Mike.
dude.
Except for Mike, right? Jermaine, Tito. Shit.
Jermaine was smashing Whitney Houston.
Hey, working title number 2. Except for
Except
Mike.
for Mike.
Yeah, Randy was smashing Sugar Ray Leonard's
Number 3.
ex-wife.
Hey,
They got that.
Mike went. Hey, Magic.
Nah.
Mike went. According to my man Z, everything. The Jackson brothers was doing it, but except for Mike.
Yeah, Mike was after the little boys, man. But they was telling Mike, his staff was telling them, "Hey, man, you need the Tatiana girl." It was telling Mike, "Please fuck her, please." They were
Tatiana
begging
Ali?
him for it.
Nah, she too young.
Tatiana Thumbson, the girl from The Way You Make Me Feel.
The one that kissed
He
him in the
went
mouth.
over-
The one that kissed him in the mouth and he fired ass.
Right.
He didn't want.
right,
He didn't want.
right.
He didn't want to fuck that.
She kissed him
He
and he
didn't wanna
fired
fuck
him
her.
all.
Dirty.
Yeah, she got, but it's fucked up with her because she got, not only did she get fired, she got blacklisted kind of through Hollywood after that.
Damn.
Because she wasn't in nothing else. She was on a different world. Remember, she was on a different world in the intro.
Yeah.
She sure was.
Yeah, but that's all you saw of her after that.
Yeah, Quincy
But she
Jones
was
like,
I
fuck
was
that,
trying
we
to
gonna
do all
still
kinds
use
of
this bitch.
stuff, and she couldn't get nothing going. But yeah, man, all this shit goes very, very deep, man. Like you get court documents and read them, and you got a moral compass, you're gonna be like, okay, that's right, that's wrong, that's wrong. You know, Mike was definitely a target because he had money, but he had all the best lawyers in L.A. Nobody was gonna just get over on him. He got over on more people than people got over on him. So you can't tell me some family come out of
but you say
nowhere.
those lawyers protected a pedophile then, though.
But that's what they get paid
Hey,
to do.
lawyers do it.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, you
Lawyers
goddamn
do it.
right. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Lawyers do it. And his lawyer, I mean, he had Johnny Cochran, Howard Weitzman, Burt Fields, what's the other guy? The other guy, Bob Shapiro. All these dudes lawyer for Michael Jackson.
God damn.
They're the best lawyers in California in the
OJ's
80s.
The OJ lawyers.
Yeah.
OJ lawyers.
They got and the thing is, they all friends, and that's why. So let me just give you the real of why I think he settled. He settled that case because the kid's attorney was Larry Feldman, and his attorney was Johnny Cochran. They friends,
Yep.
right? So if you say like, look, dog, what do we need to do to make this go away? $20 million. $20 million and everything goes away? Yeah. Okay. Because as Johnny Cochran, you want to avoid a criminal trial knowing that this kid know how to describe his penis, right?
Yeah.
You want to avoid that.
Hell yeah.
And the kid don't want to go on the stand because they was already getting attacked by the Jackson fans, throwing rocks at their house and leaving dead rats in the yard. You know, nobody wants to go through that. Get your money and move the fuck away.
Damn.
So that's why I believe that's why he settled. Everybody gonna tell you something different, but I believe the description of the penis, because I got the DA on the interview saying it absolutely matched.
God damn.
Yeah. Sorry to break
wait,
a lot of y'all hearts, man. You know, I'll make it up to y'all. I'll sing some Keith Washington to you. You
Fuck
sad
that shit, man.
motherfucker.
I don't want no Keith Washington, man. Ain't no kissing me, man. God damn. Fuck that, man. Hey, I appreciate you coming on the show, man. We got to continue the conversation.
Yeah, that's what's up, dog. Anytime, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for giving me a platform because don't nobody else want to talk about this shit, man. I was trying to get on Willie D. I was trying to get on Willie D podcast. He don't want to do child abuse, so I was like, all right.
But it's fucked up.
Hey, look. Hey, this is Reasonable Ignorance Podcast. Hey, I'm glad you came on and come talk, Pulse. I'm glad you was able to get on the podcast and come talk about it because this is it is a taboo subject.
Very.
In the black delegation, number one.
Yep.
Michael Jackson is so off limits because of what he's done over the years. You know, iconic and everything. Right.
Right.
But this is a motherfucking platform, nigga. And you know, hey.
And that's all I'm saying, dog. If we talk about it and if we tell the truth, you can still celebrate him for what he did. What he did was amazing, and can't nobody take that away.
No, he didn't. If all that
it's
shit
kind of hard, bro.
Hell no, it's hard now because you telling a nigga he was sucking a kid off.
And swallowed. Pause. Yeah. Come on, bro. You said some heavy shit.
You said some real heavy shit, man. I mean, I actually cannot listen to Beat It no more.
Well, you know what? If you don't want, like, it's your choice. I just say everybody get the story right because it's a lot of this.
I just feel like when he's saying beat it, he talking about jacking off. No one wants to be defeated.
No one wants to be defeated.
God damn, man.
Look, man, it's still pedophiles running around here. We still ain't corrected the problem. They still getting away with the shit. Yeah. We ought to be truthful. Maybe we'll be more aware. Because you think about it, that dude in my high school that threw R. Kelly out, he didn't let the celebrity get to him. We should all be kind of like that, especially as men. You feel me?
Z, like, I got this statement. I said, stop the touch. Stop the violation, man. We got to stop the touch in the black delegation. Stop the violation. Stop the cycle of touching each other, man. Stop touching that kid, man.
Yeah, it's got to stop.
Leave them kids alone, man. Let them kids grow up. Well, let me ask you something. Can you answer this question and let me know if it's validity or not? Did any of them kids turn out fucking gay? Or Geechees or Transformers or whatever? Because of him?
Bull daggers.
Yeah, even
So,
even
I don't-
even the girls, them bulldaggers.
I don't believe any of them ended up being homosexual. The thing is with the accusers that his estate paid off,
Yeah,
the ones we don't know everybody who it is, so only one has been kind of revealed. But I don't think he's homosexual or whatever, or have anything who's I'll say just androgynous. I guess that's the word I'll use. But yeah, none of the kids have seemed to be in any like gay relationships because of this. They ultimately have moved on. Chandler kid, the 93
But you know they
accused,
fucked up though. You know they fucked up, even if they
Oh
ain't.
man,
They
just
gotta
think
be
about
mentally
it.
fucked up.
Think about it. You don't talk to your brother, your sister, or your mother
Yeah.
going on like 20 years, and then your dad kills himself.
Yeah.
He ain't got no family. And people are out here talking about, oh, that kid lied. He lied. He admitted to lying. That's all bullshit. That kid ain't never admitted to lie. The last time that kid is on record talking is when he talked to the FBI. The FBI said, look, we can get a fair case against Michael Jackson for violating the Mann Act because he took you over to Monaco and molested you. He crossed state lines with you. And he said, I don't want to
International lines,
participate. I gave everybody the information I gave them back then. I felt I did my part. He says that I did my part in the statement.
all right. Did Mike?
So-
Did Mike? Did he really fuck that white bitch and had them 3 kids?
So my stance is the first 2 definitely not his. Definitely not his. He paid that woman somewhere like $7-8 million to do that.
That motherfucker had some bread, boy.
Yeah,
What
as
the
far as
common
the-
problem is he had too many white
Too
people
many way
all
around.
him.
Yeah.
I'm saying like he trusted a lot of them. His Arnie Klein, his dermatologist, he trusted him.
That's the motherfucker that clipped.
Arnie
that one the one that
Klein
killed him.
is the one who was getting them the skin medication to put on his skin.
But the
You know?
black
black
guy
guy
was
killed
the
him.
black guy.
Mike, when Mike died, he owed one pharmacy. He owed a pharmacy $150,000.
For skin cream?
Just one pharmacy
Boy,
in LA.
goddamn.
What the fuck was he taking?
Yeah, what the hell? What the fuck for skin cream?
That's not look, all that propofol and all that other stuff. Mike was doing Demerol.
He was on that shit.
Yeah.
Demerol.
Yeah,
Trying to-
and there was some talk about him doing some cocaine and all kinds of stuff.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug, man.
But
You know that.
with the prescription stuff, yeah, he was trying to get drugs and fake names and all kinds of shit.
Damn.
Yeah,
So what you saying? Mike was a fucked up individual.
yeah, but nobody gonna stop him. Everybody was afraid of him because all the money, all the power. He canceled people. He got people record deals and shelved them. He took like Jermaine wanted to do music. L.A. Reid and Babyface. He stopped that shit.
What you do with LA and Babyface?
L.A. Reid, Jermaine left Motown and went to Arista, and Arista was gonna kind of do a solo deal with him, but then he was like, "No, why don't you get with LaFace and L.A. Reid and Babyface to work with you?" When Michael found out about it, he flew L.A. Reid and Babyface to Neverland and tied them up from working with Jermaine. And that's why, because Jermaine got a diss record. It's called Word to the Bad. Pull it up.
Word to the what?
Bad.
Word to the Bad. BADD.
Hey, but my favorite Jermaine song is Don't Take It Personal. Take the bitter with the sweet. Easy
Yeah, mine
come,
too.
easy go.
Yeah. Jermaine was, all of them was doing it, man, but Jermaine and Mike, they, there was a lot of sibling conflict there. So
Them niggas hate each other. God damn.
yeah.
The toy don't like the pappy.
The Jacksons fucked up.
Reby don't like the pappy.
None of
Jermaine
them.
don't like
It's a-
Michael.
You saw the Jacksons. He used to
it's
whoop
a
all their
dysfunctional
ass.
home, bro. And
What
when
about
you realize that,
what's the one? Oh my god, man! I had a whole podcast topics and shit, man. This shit just
And then threw you off.
fucked all the way over, man.
yeah, when you realize that their dad is at the center of all the dysfunction, then you'll realize it because the mom, they felt the mom could stop the dad. Catherine couldn't stop it. Catherine didn't stop him. Catherine knew he was in there doing what he was doing to Reby and Latoya.
Damn.
Yeah. So,
We hear this all too common in the black.
Who can you
in the
trust?
black
And
community,
you
though.
got to remember, it's a Jehovah Witness situation.
Right.
Damn.
So-
Double damn.
Which is
Jehovah-
some more shit.
Jehovah
Yep.
Witness don't tell. They don't
Nah,
tell.
at all.
The Jehovah Witness had a whole world conflict about child abuse and all that shit.
And
So
give me
Michael, it's plausible that he was actually molesting some of the kids at the Jehovah Witness because they wasn't gonna tell anyway.
So Z, what's the next podcast you're working on, man? You look like a master investigator. So what other childhood memory you gonna fuck up next?
Hit it.
My goal ain't to fuck up nobody's memory, bro. Like I said, I just feel like we should get the story right.
Prince
We
wasn't
should get the
fucked
story
up,
right
was
with
he?
everybody, bro. Huh?
Prince wasn't fucked up, was he?
Prince was supposed to have a documentary, but Jill Jones said that he was abusive and the state stopped it. She don't have no ill will against him, but she said that while she was with him, he was definitely a little abusive.
I mean, that nigga was whipping ass.
He did a little coke every now and then.
Who is Jill Jones?
Jill Jones so he had a bunch of girlfriends at the time. So when he was messing around with me and messing around with Susan Muncie, who was also in Vanity Six, that girl, she was the one. If you remember in Purple Rain, she was the girl who had Wendy's and Lisa's tape, and she gave it to him.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you watch Purple Rain,
So he went upside her head a couple of times, right?
well, actually, a friend of hers. She didn't say he actually hit her, but it was a friend of hers.
Oh, he went upside her head a couple of times. She probably popping off at the motherfucking mouth. He said,
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah, but that's the thing. The state Netflix had a deal for a 9-hour documentary, and they pulled it because of that. They because of that, and because he did some Jehovah Witness kids when his wife lost the baby, because he didn't let her get medical attention. They don't believe in a lot of medical attention, so she needed to have medical attention when she was pregnant. He didn't let her get it, and the baby died.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah, they said that baby came out.
that baby maybe lasted a day or two.
Yeah, they said
That's
that
fucked
baby,
up.
That baby, he looked at that baby and he left.
Well, his name I ain't the pappy.
I'm thinking that she was pregnant twice, so I think it happened again. I'm not. Don't quote me on that, but
So who had the bad loins, him or her?
I have no idea. Cause does she have any kids today?
Métis? I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know either.
I don't know.
Yeah, she dated a lot of people. She dated Tommy Lee. She dated one of Michael Jackson's victims, Wade.
Boy, you
California, something else, huh?
man, god damn, it's a whole
Hey, it's
nother
all
world.
kinds of shit. That shit's weird, bro.
Yeah, god
But
damn.
you don't like everything we see on TV. We think the motherfuckers that. Everything we see on videos, we think the motherfuckers ain't that. They ain't like that.
And we
Ain't
up here
like that
worried,
at all.
and we up here worried about niggas checking in and shit. This motherfucker, it pulled the lid off with this nigga.
This whole
Mike.
Epstein
Bro.
shit. Hey man, you just fucked me up with this Michael Jackson shit, this Epstein shit, this Diddy shit. You know what I mean? This hey, you hear crazy shit about Quincy Jones.
Yeah, hey, I'll put it like this, dog. If y'all want me to send y'all some of this shit, I'll send y'all.
What's
some
the
of this stuff.
motherfucker,
Well, next time you back in the city.
I'm
I ain't mean to cut
shooting.
you off.
Oh,
Go
good.
ahead.
I'm shooting. I probably won't be back this year. Maybe in 2026, bro.
Okay.
Clyde
But
Davis.
no, you know what? I'm actually trying to go to the trial. So I was on a podcast with this girl out of Canada named Roxanne. So me and her were talking about actually going to the trial because 2 more of Michael Jackson's victims are suing his estate. So they go to trial in 2026. So I'm talking about going to that with her. So if I come back to the crib, it'll probably be before that trial sometime. So maybe early mid 2026.
And these trials are happening in Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's gonna be at the Beverly Hills Courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
Wade Robson, who used to be the choreographer for Britney Spears,
Yeah, I know
and
him.
Instinct. Yeah, Wade is going.
Did she have a kid by that nigga? That cracker?
No, she didn't. He was fucking Mate too, so he didn't have a kid with her. He went and got married and had a kid. And then the kid from the Pepsi commercial, he's also suing.
So they all want some money, man.
Yeah, they all want some money. I think they should get it, shit, because they lied for him. And what was kind of fucked up about their situation, he actually had them on his roster as employees. See, Wade was an employee because Wade had a record deal with MJJ Productions, and James was a dancer on the Bad tour, so he was an employee. So the company had responsibility to protect them as employees, and they were kids. So the fact they didn't protect them, and Michael Jackson is the only shareholder, they can sue the estate. It's very complicated, y'all. But if you want to read some stuff, like I said, I'll send it to you. But just be forewarned, dude. You get to it, and you won't be able to let it go.
Dirty Diana don't need to even apply no more, huh?
Curious case of Michael Jackson. God damn.
Dirty Diana don't apply no more, bro.
You can't say shit about Diana Ross at all, man.
She probably
Diana Ross.
that shit
Diana
with
Ross was kind of fooling around with a little bit of everybody. I think maybe she did try to do something with Mike back when they was doing the Wiz.
He couldn't have liked no pussy.
And
she probably ain't.
Yeah.
You don't think Mike like pussy?
Nah, he couldn't have.
He's got a girl accuser, bro. So
I think just listening to you and the patterns of him, I think that he just had a thing with children. I don't know if it necessarily was. He was not a masculine man. You know, let's be real.
No.
He had to be fucking Lisa Presley though, man.
How? Why you think that?
She said he did, and
was she believable? Because she was on coke too. You know what I mean? So and cocaine a hell of a drug.
There you go.
But part of her saying that she wanted to get with him was to help him with his drug problem. However, but she was paid a lot. Like when they got divorced, it was a settlement for $15 million. I think she was in that Scientology shit, and they helped him get a deal with her so they could get married because they wasn't sharing the same crib. They wasn't sleeping in the same bed. You know, there was even a conversation that she was like, she was still hanging out with her ex-husband like that.
Exactly. Yeah, this nigga
the whole time because
Mike
ran off because that was what ended the marriage. They had an argument about him going to Mexico with the kids from New Jersey. Like I'm going. These my friends. I'm going to argue. Like you know how you want you with your lady and you like I want to go out with my friends. Yeah, he want to go with these little boys, and he going to New Jersey. He going to New Jersey, picked them up, and they was going to Mexico or Spain or something like that.
Damn.
Like she like, dude, you need to chill out on these little boys.
And none of them was black.
Because the thing was,
none of them was black, right?
We don't know.
Not during that time. I don't recall any black kids. But like I said, I believe that if there were any black kids, it was definitely before like 89, 90. You know.
Black kid would have whooped him and shit, man.
Yeah, Mike.
You know that, right?
Mike was too soft.
Black nigga was
shit out his
hell
ass.
no, nigga. What the fuck wrong with you?
Yeah. Just kicked his ass in his motherfucking gonads.
Man, but that was the thing. Hey, dog. At the point where he argued with her, he had just paid off his maid. He had paid the other kid the $20 million. He had took the fifth in a civil trial because his security guards, they knew what he was doing. They sued him. He took the fifth in their court case, and then he's still going to hate. Who pays millions of dollars and then keep on sleeping with little boys?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Find me somebody else, then maybe I'll believe it was a setup. But until you do,
yeah, I'm done.
AZ, thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you for having me on, fellas. It was good talking to you. Nice meeting you, D. You cool brother.
You as well, brother. Thank you.
We gotta get a part 2.
Hey, let me know, man. I'm free for a little while, man, because I'm going out of town to work. But yeah, just hit me up whenever.
I got you. All right.
All right, Playboy.
All right, Ma.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Bombs!
That was heavy, man.
Very. Reasonable Ignorance Podcast, anywhere where you hear podcasts at, we are there on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud. We are there. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Follow us on TikTok at, what is the?
Reasonable Ignorance Podcast.
Reasonable Ignorance Podcast on TikTok. Please follow us. We'll follow you back. Also, we are in the Reasonable Ignorance Podcast fan page on Facebook. I had a whole show and everything. Of course, you know some of the guys are not here. Shout out to Nick, who's still on PTO. Jeff had the DJ. But I will be also remiss by saying also Coach Mo, he is one of his best friends from childhood on up, passed away last week or the week before, very suddenly. Young man too, and his funeral is upcoming tomorrow. Please, if
Keep
you
in your
can and
prayers,
will.
family, Coach.
Yeah. Say it again. Go ahead, D.
Yeah, Coach, you are in our prayers.
Yeah.
And guys, keep him as well as the family of his friend in your prayers as well.
Shout out to the spirit and the life of Seneca Moore.
The TikTok is reasonable.ignorance.
Reasonable.ignorance. You heard it there first. Man.
You are not alone.
God damn.
I am here with you.
No.
God damn.
No.
Heavy.
Like I said, just real quick, I had a whole
I know. We talked about it
topics
earlier.
of show
We
topics
talked
we
about
was
it
gonna talk
earlier.
about, but this topic of
He kept going, bro. That's what was getting me. Cause I'm like, okay, I'm with Matt. We're gonna change the topic, but he just kept coming with more shit. And I'm like, damn, is more behind this? Like he could have just shot it out, man. Cause when he said Mike was swallowing, nigga, I was done. Like, at that point, you know what I mean? It's one thing. It was the description, how descriptive he was.
right.
I'm like, damn, he hitting it. And of course, we don't have the court documents in front of us. But he's saying this stuff is all documented. That's why I'm like, man, bro, fuck, heavy.
Man.
I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not surprised because you could tell that Mike was weird, motherfucker. I get it, but god damn, you know, it's
We
just
grew up on Mike.
we
man.
grew up on him. Yeah,
We grew up on Mike.
Yeah.
Mike was
Yeah.
you know, even though I was a Prince fan, I'm serious. I was a serious Prince fan. I like
Yeah.
Prince over I like Mike any day.
yeah, me too.
Because Prince was about them bitches.
Me too.
Mike,
He
find
never
out what he
gave
really
you
is
that.
about.
Yeah, you could tell, but you can tell. You know, damn. Go ahead, man. My bad.
shout out to Draco Films. Shout out to Matt Mercado. Real quick, your thoughts on the whole Carmelo Anthony thing? Did you follow what's going on?
Vaguely, I think it's all bullshit, but you know, from what I've seen, I'm not following that.
Black child, young black man, 17 years old, was attacked by a fellow 17-year-old white male at a track event and defended himself by stabbing the aggressor who was beating or trying to beat on him 2 or 3 times and wound up killing him. And it's been an uproar and outrage ever since.
And I saw the people was talking about the GoFundMe.
Yeah.
You know,
Say
that
ain't
they
spend no
bought.
money out the
Yeah, they ain't spend no money out of that. But then I read earlier, he supposedly asked the police officer, You know, wasn't what I did. Self-defense. It's not looking good for the young brother, man. And I get upset.
But this was in a stand your ground state that this happened at in Texas.
It's stand your ground until your color is black.
Hit it. That's true.
And it's like that, and that's why like I knew what you was talking about, but I'm just so tired of this shit, man. I'm just so tired of it.
Real quick, the Bears having an NFL upcoming draft. Or the NFL Cup is having an upcoming draft.
In born ass Green Bay.
That's where it's at?
It's in Green Bay. Yeah.
Yeah, yuck is the correct word.
Yuck.
Y-U-C-K, yuck. And I've never been to Green Bay. You ever been up there before?
I have. And it's cold as fuck. I went.
I'm not gonna lie. In the summer I was there.
I went in December. It wasn't that pretty.
You went there in December?
Yeah, Bears game when Justin Fields went crazy. We thought we were gonna win. In the first half, he went crazy. Second half, he went back to. I don't know if it was him fucking up or Matt Nagy. I don't know who it was, but he just went back to it.
Matt Nagy.
Yeah, we're gonna blame it on Nagy, but it was. Yeah.
Bears have a draft pick coming up and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who should they draft?
If Genty falls to them, you almost have to pick him, right? Because, I mean, I think they saying that there's only 6 blue-chip players. He's one of them. You know, I think that we still need to shore up the offensive line. It's only 2 defensive players that you really want, right? The defensive end from Penn State and Mason Graham. They'll both be gone by the time the Bears pick at 10. You know, then you got Genty, the running back. If he's there, because he's a blue chip player also, I say grab him. If not, I don't care. I would prefer to get the best offensive lineman. But at this point, man, I'm letting the people that get paid way more money than I get paid do their job. Sit back and hope we don't lose 12 games next year.
Hit it.
That's where I'm at.
Shedeur getting drafted to where? Where do you see him going?
Steelers at 21?
That falling that far down?
Yeah, because, I mean, are the Giants going to draft him? They got Russ and they got famous Jameis. You know, is Cleveland going to draft him? You know, what Cleveland going to do? Cleveland could draft him, but Deshaun said he coming back. So people writing Deshaun Watson off who they still paying a whole lot of money to. You know what I mean? I don't think he playing this year because of the Achilles or whatever, but those like the only places that he could possibly go. Cleveland, before the Bears, right? We talking the Bears at 10. Saints got Rattler last year, and then Carr. It's possible.
Carr's out of there.
No, he out there. Yeah, so I'm saying, but they got Rattler. So it could be. So you got 3 teams before the Bears pick that could possibly take him. Now, let me tell you, for the Bears' sake, I hope he do get drafted because that means that one of those 6 I talked about can possibly, you know, we might have our pick of 2 of them, you know, instead of just maybe 1, possibly 1.
Where you see Cam Ward going?
Cam going number 1. Yeah.
To the Giants.
Nah, Giants don't have the number 1 pick. Who got the number 1
to
pick?
Tennessee.
Tennessee. He gonna go number 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But outside of that, they're probably the only 2 quarterbacks that's gonna go on the top. You know, so that right there. Hey, if Shedeur is there at 10, do the Bears? But you know, we always get. I'm not doing nothing with Pittsburgh because they always fucking us in trade. So we ain't trading nothing with Pittsburgh.
So they always fucking us.
They always fucking us. I'm still mad at that Claypool shit. Justin Fields, come on. We got a 6 for Justin Fields, and I think they got like a 4th or 3rd round pick from the Jets for this nigga. Something, I don't know. They got more for him. I just feel like we just always getting fucked with when we do deals with Mickey. What's his name? Mickey Rooney. Who the GM in Pittsburgh?
I think it's Omar Khan, ain't it?
Khan. Yeah, it could be Khan. Yeah, he always getting over polls, man. So we ain't doing nothing with Pittsburgh. No deals with y'all.
With that being said, Reasonable English Podcast, anywhere where you have podcasts at, we're there. Wrapping this up, and be back next week.
Bear down.
Bear down. Bear down and bombs. Mike sucking cock. Kids cock.
Baby cock.
Damn.
He sounded believable. he sounded believable, but god damn, he just kept going.
Nigga